Welcome to Speed Finance Channel, home of financial remedy. 5 money rules for financial success. A few years back, I was always in a very frustrating place where bills would constantly pile up and yet I had no money to pay them off. If you have ever been in this situation, then you probably that it can be really stressful and hard on you. The good news is that over time I did manage to prowl my way out of this situation, and you can too. Therefore, in today's video, I'll be sharing with you all tips, tricks, and strategies that you can use to get out of this situation, and hopefully get ahead in your own personal finances. Stay tuned. However, before I get into the topic, do me a favor, subscribe and hit that like button because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, and now let's get into it. Alright, so, the list begins with 1. Keep track of your spending. You've probably already heard this a million times and you are going to hear it again today, simply because it works and because you are probably not doing it. Basically, it should always be a priority. Make sure that every single penny you spend is clearly accounted for. The basic goal of expense tracking is to find and get rid of inefficient spending patterns in your financial life. Additionally, maintaining control over your finances and encouraging better financial practices like saving and investing will come from continuously keeping track of your costs. Basically, in the words of Peter Drucker, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So this is what you should do to get in control of your spending habits. First, analyze your categories of spending to determine which are the most crucial. Perhaps you might even find out that you've been paying for a subscription that you're not using. I know I have, and maybe you are too. Most people consider that cutting back on these non-essential expenses is a wise approach to saving money. You might also want to go for activities that are less expensive now that you can see where your money is going. And on top of saving money, you'll be getting educated on some of the topics you'll be reading about. So, there really isn't much to lose by doing this. 2. Make a budget. I never understood why most people didn't have a budget until recently. You see, most people are worried about all the paperwork to be done to complete a budget. Well, in truth, it's a lot of work, but it most certainly is worth it. You see, you should look at budgeting from a different angle. Look at the positives and look at how much is it going to benefit you. And once you've got a rhythm going, make sure you stick to it. I've found this to be the only way that works. So make sure you don't lose the momentum. If you create a budget and then store it away in a file or folder on your bookshelf or filing cabinet, it's simply worthless. So make sure you're constantly updating and reviewing it. You can also use digital apps and software to make this task a lot easier if you are interested. 3. Give yourself a limit on unbudgeted spending. Buying something in the spur of the moment that you hadn't budgeted for can be enjoyable and emotionally satisfying. Literally everyone knows that. However, that emotional high may pass quickly, leaving you with impulsive purchases you don't actually need or want. If this is you, then the bitter pill to swallow is that this has to stop. In fact, it's the entire opposite of good money habits. Next time you are in the mall, try using the 1% rule for spending money. This rule states that you have to wait a day before buying anything that costs more than 1% of your yearly gross income. So if you make $60,000 a year, the rules state that you need to a day before making a purchase of over $600. This guideline applies to discretionary spending on items you desire but doesn't require, basically, the inner battle in your mind of, do I really need this, versus, do I want this? The 24-hour cooling off period gives you time to reconsider your purchase. Why not take an additional day to consider if you actually need it? After 24 hours, you might not anymore. So next time you go shopping, remember what that guy from Practical Wisdom told you to try. 4. Save for big purchases. Seeing a beautiful $4,000 advertisement for a stunning 90-inch flat-screen, 8K television, imagine the things you can see on that TV, does not mean that you should immediately pick up your phone and credit card and start dialing the number on the screen. That's a really bad idea. Remember the rule that the guy from Practical Wisdom told you about, the 24 hours one? Remember that? So, experts suggest that if you really want that big TV, then it's best that the money comes from your savings account, which is dedicated to such purchases. Not a credit card loan. unless you have a really good plan to pay the money back, which 99% of people don't. Also, there are countless advantages that come with saving for a big or expensive purchase. You may be able to negotiate a cheaper price, or at the very least, better financing conditions if you save up and pay cash. The price could drop as well. Additionally, for a larger purchase, getting a loan may make more sense, especially if it's an item with appreciating value, like a home, or if it prevents you from taking money out of your savings or investment account. As paying in cash for the big expensive TV might leave you with little to spend, therefore it's wise to save up for a while before you buy the products you need or desire. Therefore, it's sensible to start saving for that specific thing so that your daily life is not disrupted. 5. Read books about finance. It's true when they say that if you want to hide something, just put it on paper. The sad truth is that most people never bother to read. You see, some of the things people choose to ignore, such as the information contained in books, have a good chance of making them successful if they bother to read them. Learning is a continuous process, and the more you do it, the sharper your skills become. The ability to make wise financial decisions is the chief advantage of financial literacy. It gives us the information and abilities we need to properly manage our finances, including budgeting, saving, borrowing, and investing. As a result, we are better positioned to meet our financial objectives and establish financial stability. It's kinda like a superpower, and it really puts you in a comfortable situation knowing that you are in control of your financial destiny. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.